Hold up your hand. That is not the hand you had 7 years ago. Every single cell in it replaced. You are biologically a completely different person. Except, and this is the part that should genuinely disturb you, 4 parts of you will never be repaired or replaced. Not once. They're original equipment. Some of them have been with you since before you could walk. Now, before I tell you what the 4 exceptions are, I need you to actually understand what's happening to your body right now. As you're sitting there watching this, your body is running the most sophisticated recycling operation in the known universe. Every second, roughly 3.8 million of your cells die, and 3.8 million new ones replace them. You are not a fixed object. You are a process. Exception number 1, the lens of your eye. The cells that form the lens, the part of your eye that focuses light, that lets you see the face of someone you love, that's reading this screen right now. Those cells are formed almost entirely in the first few months after you're born. They don't turn over. They don't regenerate. You are seeing the world right now through cells that are exactly as old as you are. And here's what makes this genuinely wild. Because these cells can't be replaced, they accumulate damage over a lifetime. Every hour of sunlight, every screen, every year, it builds up in cells that cannot clean themselves the way the rest of your body can. This is why cataracts exist. It's not a disease in the traditional sense. It's what happens when irreplaceable cells reach the end of their tolerance. Your eye is literally aging in a way the rest of you isn't allowed to. Exception 2, your heart muscle cells. Here's what most people don't know. Your heart regenerates, but almost imperceptibly slowly. The cardiomyocytes, the actual muscle cells that contract and push blood through your body 100,000 times per day, they replace at a rate of about 1% per year. Do the math. By the time you're 50, roughly half the heart muscle cells you have are original. The cells that are literally keeping you alive right now, many of them formed when you were still in the womb. They have been contracting without pause, without a vacation, without a single rest day for your entire life. This has massive implications, because those original cells don't have the repair machinery that the rest of your body does. When they're damaged by a heart attack, by chronic inflammation, by decades of poor sleep, your heart can't rebuild what it loses the way your liver or your skin can. Your heart is the most loyal organ in your body. It has never stopped working for you, not for a single second since before you were born. And in return, your body gives it the least regenerative capacity of almost any organ. However, exception 3 is where it gets genuinely disturbing, because we're not talking about eye tissue or heart cells anymore. We're talking about you, the thing that makes you, you. And the science of what's actually happening inside your skull right now is something most neuroscience textbooks still get wrong. Our exception 3, the neurons in your cerebral cortex. Your brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons. And here's what most people believe, that your brain cells die off as you age, and that's it, gone forever. That's the old model. Here's what's actually true, and it's simultaneously more hopeful and more existentially terrifying than what you were taught. Some brain regions do generate new neurons throughout your life. Your hippocampus, the area involved in learning and forming new memories, shows ongoing neurogenesis. Exercise, sleep, and learning literally build new brain cells in this region. That's the hopeful part. But your cerebral cortex, the thick outer layer that makes you you, that holds your personality, your long-term memories, your ability to reason, to feel empathy, to recognize faces, those neurons were largely formed before you were born. Many of them you will carry completely intact and original until the day you die. Every memory you have, your childhood home, the sound of a voice you'll never hear again, the moment you first understood something that changed everything, all of that is encoded in structures built from neurons your mother's body made for you before you'd taken your first breath. Your oldest memories are stored in your oldest cells. Okay, 3 exceptions down. Eye lenses, original. Heart muscle, mostly original. Cortical neurons, the ones holding literally everything you are, original. But exception 4 is different. If you were born with ovaries, every egg cell you will ever have was formed before you were born. At about 20 weeks of fetal development, when you were still inside your own mother, your body created all of the approximately 1 to 2 million egg cells you would ever possess. No new ones, ever. By puberty, that number has dropped to around 300,000. Only about 400 will ever fully mature and be released, and every single one of them, every single one, is as old as the person carrying them. But here's the part that genuinely stopped me when I first understood it. If your mother was born with her eggs already formed, and one of those eggs became you, then, in a biological sense, and the cell that eventually became half of you existed inside your grandmother's womb. You weren't just a twinkle in your parents' eyes. You were a literal cellular structure inside your grandmother's body. 3 generations of human life, nested inside each other, connected by cells that were never replaced, never regenerated, just carried, from body to body to body. The body you're living in right now contains original parts that have been in continuous existence through more than one human lifetime. You are not a new thing. You are the latest version of something very, very old. So what does all of this actually mean for you? Not as a biology fact, but as a person living in this body today. It means the things you do to your body compound in ways most people completely underestimate. Because the cells that can regenerate, your liver, your gut, your skin, they respond to what you do now. They can be rebuilt healthier or weaker depending on what you feed them. But your irreplaceable parts, your cortical neurons, your eye lenses, your heart muscle, your original biological heritage, those cells have no second chance. The damage you do to them accumulates in structures that cannot be swapped out. Did any of these 4 exceptions surprise you? Which one hit different? Tell me in the comments which exception changed how you see your body. You walked into this video with a body you thought you understood. You're leaving it knowing 4 things about yourself that most people will never know. If this video made you think differently about your body, about what's irreplaceable and what's constantly renewing, please share it with one person. Because this is the kind of thing that changes how someone moves through their day. And whoever you're thinking of right now, they deserve to know this. Thanks for watching.